Hey there. Welcome to day 4. Sorry, I'm a couple minutes late today. I just broke my favorite mug, so that's a bummer. But today I am excited because this is day 4, and we are going to be talking about refined versus rustic leatherwork. Show of hands. Who here is on team refined work, polished leather work, and who here is more into team rustic leather work, just kind of creating leather goods, not super interested in the refined methods that are going to look super polished? Neither one is right or wrong, just curious what you're into. So if you're watching this on the replay or you're watching right now, feel free to drop in the comments whether you're on team refined leatherwork or team rustic leatherwork. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Mary and I'm the founder of leatherbeast.com. I help people learn how to do traditional leather work using the methods that I learned from a master leather worker. And I also teach people how to sell their leather work. So after you've finished learning the basic refined methods to produce a really beautiful leather good that you can usually sell for a higher price point, then I show you how to sort of tap into your customers, create that brand, and really develop a leather business going for what I like to call the lowest hanging fruit. So free methods, of advertising, really getting down and dirty with lead magnets, your website, using social media. These are all free resources that are at our fingertips. But already I'm a little off track because that's not what we're talking about today. Today we're talking about the 3 things that you need to be doing to get professional quality results in your leatherwork. 3 things. And I also want to mention before we dive in, today's the last day to get on the waitlist for Mastering Traditional Leatherworking Basics, which is my course that opens tomorrow. I'm super excited to welcome a new group of students in. And yeah, if you want to learn how you can save $100 off the price of the course, go ahead, sign up for the waitlist at leatherbeast.com/MTLB waitlist, or you can just click the link in the description and it'll take you right there. So we have a couple of people joining us today on Instagram. Ampersand Leather Co. says, can it be both? Sure, you can be both team refined and team rustic. That's okay. Awesome. Okay, well, today I'm going to tell you about the 3 things that you can do to get the professional refined sort of leather work. So let's jump into that right now. The number 1, purchase a quality but not expensive toolkit and quality materials. So after my time with the Master Leatherworker teacher and the workshop that I did with her, I knew I needed to purchase my own quality toolkit and assemble my own quality tools for that kit. I had the knowledge and I knew exactly which tools were essential. I knew that I didn't need a bunch of complex tools, but I also knew that a toolkit from Amazon that was already assembled was going to contain a lot of low quality tools, a lot of crap that I didn't really need. So I went the route of purchasing my tools individually from a few different places, all online. And then once I had my toolkit together, I kept it all in one little toolbox, which I showed you yesterday, because there's fewer than 20 tools that you really actually need to create basic leather goods. So, which is great because wherever I go, if I go away for a week or something and I want to do some leather work, which I usually do, I can take my tools, my entire toolkit with me, and it's not a big deal. So these quality tools, they're all you need, but they're also everything that you need, meaning don't skimp and think, oh, I don't really need that tool, or this tool will suffice better for this one. No, that is the key. And I touched on this a little bit yesterday. Substituting tools that you think are going to kind of do the job, but that might be cheaper, they're not going to give you the same results. For example, my example yesterday was using a power drill to drill your holes for stitching. And while that might help you to assemble a leather good, good and produce more of a rustic sort of leather good, you're not going to get those slanted stitches that you get when you use a proper leather stitching chisel or leather pricking irons. And that is key for refined and polished leather work, that really gives you that like impact, that really wow factor where people are going to be like, oh my God, you hand stitched that? It looks so perfect. So not only do you need to use quality tools, but also quality materials. So that the materials I'm talking about, your leather, of course, but also your thread and hardware. Everything that you use should have quality in mind. Why spend all kinds of time and effort saddle stitching and edge finishing? If you've edge finished and you know what that means, it can be so time consuming, right? So why spend all of that time if you're not using the quality materials from the get-go? So I always teach my students in Mastering Traditional Leatherworking Basics to buy the best quality full-grain vegetable tanned leather, linen thread, and solid brass hardware that your budget allows for. And whether that means saving up a little bit for it, I believe that that is well worth it, well worth the wait to really start off with the best materials. Number 2. Learn the basic techniques from someone with experience. So specifically, I'm talking about techniques like prepping your leather work, like cutting techniques and pre-stitching methods and techniques to really set yourself up to get those perfect stitches. And then of course the saddle stitching techniques and edge finishing. So this is a bit of an understatement because I learned the traditional leatherwork from someone who was not only an experience, but they were a master leather worker, many, many years of experience. And so I learned those methods right from her. If I would have had to rely on teaching myself the basics, I guarantee I would have picked up some really bad advice along the way, and I would have wasted so much time on trial and error. So I'm really grateful that I did not. I experienced some of that later on, but I didn't have to go through that at the very beginning. And I got really great basic techniques from someone with experience, because you want to learn these methods that already exist. There's no need to reinvent the wheel and try and figure things out. The methods already exist. So you just need to learn them. And that's what I teach in Mastering Traditional Leatherworking Basics. If you are just joining me now, just a reminder, click the link in the description. That'll take you to leatherbeast.com/MTLB waitlist. If you're interested in the course, the waitlist is closing today. If you're on the waitlist, you will get notified about how to save $100 off the course. So just a heads up, that is closing. I just want to mention it again because I don't want anybody emailing me saying, I didn't get the email. Okay, let's move on to finally the third step, and this might be one of the most important steps to getting that polished and refined leather work, but it's practice, practice, practice the techniques that have been used for hundreds of years. So many leather crafters, they talk about how time consuming it is to make a wallet for them. But I'm wondering how often they practice their stitching and if they have an efficient process for set up for making the leather goods. Like, do they know the exact steps that they should be going, or are they kind of winging it with each time they do it? Because making a wallet should get easier and easier each time you make one. Otherwise, something is wrong. Maybe you're not using the 6 basic phases for any leather good. You heard me right. There are just 6 key phases for any leather good, and that's really all you need to learn. So for me, it all came down to my practice. Was my stitching great right out of the gate? No, it was not. I could show you some of my stitching, but I practiced it, and I knew that before I even wanted to start a project that I was, for myself or friends or family, I knew I had to make sure that I had practiced my saddle stitching and that I had these steps down pat, because I didn't want to put all the work into it if it was still going to look like crap, at the end of the project. Anybody can do that, but I was really focused on the craftsmanship and the refined and polished results that I wanted. So sticking with the techniques and methods that I had learned, as tedious as they sometimes can be, like I said, edge finishing can be very tedious. Um, you get out of it exactly what you put into it. So no cutting corners has made all the difference for me. When you don't cut the corners and you actually take the time, the couple extra seconds or minutes to really do it properly and really practice your methods, that's when you see these really great refined results. So that's it. Getting professional results, it really comes down to your tools, your materials, your technique, and practice. So, sorry, that's 4 actually. Well, if you count tools and materials as 1. Tools and materials, your technique, and practice. And you can learn all of that in Mastering Traditional Leatherworking Basics. So the course opens tomorrow, and if you're interested and you want to save $100 off the price of enrollment, which I hope you will take advantage of that, get on the waitlist at leatherbeast.com, and you'll get that email and the link where you can go to purchase the course. One other reminder before I let you go. Tomorrow, I'm also doing a free masterclass. So if you've been curious about what it is that is exactly in Mastering Traditional Leatherworking Basics and sort of the way I teach, you should come to this masterclass. I'm going to do it at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow morning. That's Friday, the 12th. And it's going to be awesome. I'm going to share with you a lot of different things. I'm going to share with you, kind of go more into detail about some of the big mistakes that people make and how you can avoid those. And then I'm actually going to show you that 6-step framework that I use to create any sort of leather goods. So this is the same framework that I use in the paid program in Mastering Traditional Leatherworking Basics. So this is kind of give you a little peek into what that actually is, how that works, and how you'll use it in the course. So if you're curious, come to the live workshop, and even if you have no intention of enrolling in the paid course, that's fine too. You're still going to learn a lot in the workshop, and I'm excited to do it. I'm going to be doing it on Facebook just because I have a slide deck and I can't do that on Instagram. Haven't figured that out yet. So it'll be all on Facebook, on the Facebook page. So come over and join us there, Instagram. And I will be sharing that into the Leather Tamers as well. So if you are a member of the Leather Tamers, you can watch it there too. I think that's it. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. See ya.